Hey, welcome to Jessup 3 for 3. I'm here at Bridgeway Christian Church with our buddy Lance Hahn.
Hi, everybody.
Lance has been the pastor of Bridgeway Christian for coming up on 20 years. He's a leader that we respect in the community. My name is Daniel, and I'm on the faculty of School of Christian Leadership at William Jessup. So what we're going to do, if you haven't seen this before, we're going to ask 3 leadership questions in about 3 minutes and just get a few little nuggets from Lance today. You ready to go?
Hey, I'm ready, man. Let's do this.
Okay. Number 1, Lance, who has been one of the most influential leaders in your life and why?
Hands down, my mom.
Awesome.
And now she's not a leader in the Christian church outside, right? She's very shy.
Yep.
But I watched her lifestyle from the inside out, her handle the divorce, her handle my panic disorder, her handle going through cancer, and her handling just being in a difficult situation, kind of a poverty situation at one point. And I watched her dig into the Word. I model my spiritual depth after her.
Love it.
Yeah, so it's a mom thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I got other people that get me fired up and people that I role modeled off the radio and how I shape my expositional teaching and how I shape my speaking style. But hands down, my mom for the inner
takes
core.
the cake.
Mom's
Okay.
it.
You mentioned your struggle with anxiety in there. That leads us into our next question. You recently wrote a book. I'm going to give a quick plug. Living with Fear, How to Live in Fear, The Art of Mastering the Art of Freaking Out by Lance Hahn. Something that I really respect about your leadership is the way that you're transparent. You're like an open book about something like anxiety, which is such a sensitive topic for some.
Yep.
I was wondering, do you have any, are there safe areas to be transparent like that? Is it all the time, or are there certain settings in which you withhold transparency or use transparency strategically?
Yeah, so the rule of thumb for me is be as transparent as possible or helpful, which means that I'm going to push the limit, but you always have to know your audience. There are times when what you're going to share is actually not a blessing for them.
Okay.
So well, sometimes we always think, what am I willing to share?
Right.
I think that's only half the conversation. What are you willing to share, and then what do they need to hear? So as a matter of fact, for example, if you say, wow, I'm really lusting after the person in the front row. Okay, that's not something you need to share. You understand? That's awkward. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because you just slimed that person right in the front row. They don't
Right.
need to carry that garbage. But if you're holding back because you're trying to keep a mask on and it's all about you, you need to break through that.
Yeah.
I believe transparency, and here's my mode of thinking. People can only role model what's real. As long as you're putting on a mask, nobody can get traction off that. So I treat other people the way I want to be treated. I want to know who you really are. Don't play games with me.
Love it. Last question, only about 30 seconds. What intentional steps do you take in your rhythm to try to avoid burnout and being flat in ministry?
I think naturally in my heart I would be a workaholic. My wife established structure, and as a matter of fact, we established it right when my daughter was born, and that's 16 years ago. So for me, it's a matter of having hobbies. It's a matter of having stuff outside the church a little bit, but making sure that you take some days off and you cool down and have something that your mind can go to. That avoids burnout.
Excellent. Let me recap real quick. Mom was the most inspirational person in Lance's life. That tells me that leaders don't necessarily have to be these charismatic public figures or something like that. They are people who speak into your life and walk with you. Transparency, use it to the point that it is helpful to other people and break through the barrier if you're trying to put up a facade to make yourself look better than you are. And then rhythms of Sabbath, taking time off, working hard, playing hard.
Yep.
That's our 3 for 3. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.